Remember how I said I didn't want to talk about drama twice? I lied. Again. I'm a bit rusty to these types of videos, so you'll excuse me if I am, incoherent like that. For all intents and purposes, a couple of weeks ago, Mojang and Microsoft decided that they were going to change Minecraft's usage guidelines alongside the EULA. This wouldn't normally be a big deal, but this time everything seems a little fucked up. Normally, I am very much this is not a huge deal, don't worry, let's read it, let's hear out the big company. I mean, people have been playing this game for years, so because Minecraft has been a thing and people have planted their flag there and helped build their entire businesses and brands and models and everything with Minecraft, you wouldn't think that they'd be changing things. This doesn't just affect creators. This doesn't affect just YouTubers. This affects everything as a whole that you basically know and interact with Minecraft. For those that don't know, a couple of weeks ago, I started writing for Venom again. And one of the topics that we decided to discuss was the Minecraft EULA. That video is launching today on the Venom channel. You can go watch it if you would like to. It's a really good video. I spent a ton of time writing it. And while I was writing it, I found a lot of people were focusing on their specific segments in the community. People weren't reading the server things if they weren't server owners, and server owners weren't reading the player things if they weren't players or whatever. Minecraft is a business, and people have built their business on this game for an extremely long time. So of course they're going to protect their bag and they don't give a fuck about anybody else's. If you guys want to go watch the Venom video, I do suggest that you guys go do that. However, this is kind of a sister video. You can watch this on its own. The main point of this video is basically just so I can speak a little bit more freely and have a proper discussion about it. In the Venom video, we more so lay out the facts, but the problem is that all in all, Mojang has decided, and Microsoft, let's not let them off the hook. They have basically decided that they are going to fuck everybody over who's making money on this game. I understand protecting the game. I get it. I understand wanting to protect it from heinous actors. The problem absolutely begins, though, whenever you have stripped monetization from basically everybody who has been working with this game for 15 years. Server owners, artists, musicians, YouTubers, just fucking the general public have all been affected because of these changes. You can't even post a screenshot without it being a commercial fucking activity. Don't believe me? Here's the source. On top of that, Minecraft events have been ostensibly canceled. You're not allowed to put a logo in Minecraft anymore. You're not allowed to promote things in Minecraft anymore. It doesn't matter if you are a company or you are an individual artist. You are not allowed to do that. This basically means sponsored events, things like Twitch Rivals, where a content creator is going to compete for money or whatever. On top of that, that could also be a charity event or an in-game concert. The works, anything that a logo would be on to tell you, hey, this was put on by this person, or hey, this was sponsored by these people, or hey, we're doing this to fundraise for this charity. It's not allowed at all in the game. It's fucked up. The main reason is they don't want the negative impact if this event turns out to be a scam. I understand that. It makes a bunch of sense. I have to take the big corporation side here. But the problem with it is when you've decided that you're going to make everything so arbitrary and you're going to close the doors and nobody can see past it. And when they can only slightly understand what's going on. You're not giving them the full picture. And that makes it to where creators are going to take that risk. And because of that, they might end up getting taken down by Mojang and Microsoft. An analogy that we use in the Venom video is speeding. Basically, whenever you're growing up and you're being taught to drive, somebody tells you, hey, you're fine, go 51 and a 50, or go 55, it's fine. Societally, that's a rule. You can go just a little bit over the line and you probably won't face any repercussions. The problem with it is legally, there is a letter to the law. You can't go 51 and a 50. You have to go 50. In the case of Mojang, they've made it to where everything is up for interpretation, and that's not good. Believe it or not, society needs rules. I like to think that I'm relatively level-headed, so if a person tells me I'm not allowed to do something, I get it. If Mojang doesn't want everybody or anybody to be able to monetize the game, I understand that, but doing it in the way that they're doing it, it's weird. Ignore the lighting change. I have a script up now, but this isn't not scripted. You get what I'm saying. Basically, a bunch of content creators got to ask Mojang questions, and the answers that they got were different than what the public got. I'm reading from the Ant Venom script here. I wrote this, but it doesn't matter. But when asked if servers with player queues were allowed, we were essentially told servers that offer players paid tiers and have differing perks alongside each tier is against the Minecraft usage guidelines. This is not verbatim. We are not allowed to say it verbatim. We're not allowed to share screenshots. But that's basically what we were told. Not only does that not answer the question that was asked, it just makes everything more confusing. If you pair that sentence with, you may make money by charging for access to your server by asking for donations, so long as you don't offer the donor something that only they can use. However, you may offer all players server-wide rewards if donation goals are met, basically means that ranks are dead. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not giving you legal advice. However, if I was a server owner, I would not want to run that risk. On top of that, they talk about gambling. On top of that, they talk about a bunch of other things. Essentially, every single monetization method that modern servers are using are all dead. Not to mention, there's just so many different problems. Again, lighting change, but I have a whole list here. What do you consider to be gambling? This is a question for the comments. Is it loot boxes? Is it crates? Is it whatever? I mean, if that's the case, Hypixel, MCC Island, I also believe Windcraft, a ton of servers all have these different things: loot chests, coin boosters, mystery boxes, crate tokens. These things exist. Not to mention also, you're not allowed to have coins that look like Minecoin, but all of these servers use coins. I'm not calling any of them out, by the way. All of these servers, I'm friends with a lot of the people that run them, and I do not want them to get in trouble. But at the exact same time, do we follow it to the letter? Because if that's the case, what do we do here? If I had to make a guess about what all of this monetization talk is about, it's probably about NFTs. They don't like NFTs whatsoever. They constantly use the words out-of-game content, products, or services, and to me, that makes a lot of sense, but the problem with it is it opens up a can of worms. Let's say I am a Twitch streamer, and I decide I want to make a sub-server. I'm allowed to make a sub-server, right? Well, is gaining access to the server through a Twitch subscription and then going into my Discord out of game content? Yeah. And no. It's weird. We're also allowed to sell access to servers though. I'm allowed to, I can charge you. Here's the source. Despite the fact that I can charge you to play on my server, I can't charge you to go to a ticketed event on the same server or a different server. I don't understand that at all. What defines charging a person access to a server? Is it the fact that an event is going on that's not allowed, or is it the duration of the event? What about if the event's going on for a month? Is that okay? How long does a server have to be up for it to be considered an event or just online? I mean, as we've seen, servers die all the time. To add to my list of gripes, let's talk mods. This is something that genuinely bothers me because I think that modders probably work harder than anybody else. Obviously, server owners work really hard too, but I mean, come on, man. Mods are usually a labor of love. So seeing Mojang just absolutely rail the modding community by telling them, hey, you're not allowed to monetize this, and absolutely trying to push people over to Bedrock Edition, which is an inferior version of the game, and trying to get them to monetize over there, it's just gross, dude. I mean, if we wanted to be there, we would be there, but we don't, so fuck off. They also claim that basically the integrity of the game is something that they care about, so when a mod is released and sold to the public, if the game updates, then you might not be able to play that mod. I get that, but guess what also fucks up when everything's up? Servers fuck up whenever the game updates. That's what I was trying to say before I stuttered. Does Mojang just think plugins fall off of fucking trees? No, they don't. Not to mention it makes sense to make people like Hypixel happy. Again, I love Hypixel. Just hold on, hear me out. If Hypixel is happy and the players are happy, then people will continue to log on to Hypixel, which raises the amount of players that are online at a given time. That makes Minecraft look alive. It makes Minecraft feel good. It makes everybody fucking think the game is doing better than it is. The main reason they don't want mods to be making money is because apparently modders can often use Mojang's code, and selling Mojang's code is selling Minecraft to people or selling a part of Minecraft. Sure. Sure, I get it. Again, I get it. You're not technically wrong, but not being technically wrong doesn't mean you're morally right. Protect the kids. 1,000% protect them. That makes sense. But I can see a lot more going wrong for a kid on a server than they are playing a fucking mod. Come on. Not to mention this also just spells problem for a lot of mods that everybody uses. Essential. Fucking, what's the one with the cloaks and shit? You know what I'm talking about. The PvP one. Mojang says we're not allowed to sell things with mods anymore. We're not allowed to sell them mod at least. So is selling a person a cloak or selling a person my Elisa backpack on Essential, is that going against the rules now? Do I have to call Essential and tell them, hey, take that down? I'm afraid. At the end of the day, we all know what this is about. This is about Microsoft planting their fucking flag and saying, no, none of you guys own Minecraft. We do. And that makes sense. Again, you're the big guy. You got it. We will never beat you in court. You're right. I just don't like causing drama where there's no drama to create. Although in this case, there are a lot of people who are being affected by this, and Mojang is just acting like it's no big deal. I'm not trying to say that we can't trust Mojang, but at the exact same time, they are filled to the brim with broken promises. My favorite website on the internet is one that goes through every single promise that they have given us that they haven't fucking actually fulfilled yet. I want to give a shout out to LensDeer for that website. I mean, that website does what its intended purpose is. It holds brands accountable, just like this video was meant to. But as we've learned, making a website falls under personal use. And if you're making a website that falls under personal use, that's actually commercial use. And if Mojang decides that you've used their brands or assets in a way that they don't agree with, they can take it down because it doesn't fit within their worldview. I've not even talked about real life events and things like that. There's so much shit going on with this. I mean, I've read this thing about 1,000 times now. There's so much. Once we get into the speculation, I'm just feeding the fucking flames of misinformation, potentially. I don't think Mojang is going to attack everybody that does something Minecraft or whatever. When is it enough? When do you get fucked over because you've done something or another creator? And when does that spell the end of everything? And who's going to get the favoritism? I like Mojang. I do. I want to preface this like now, because if Mojang hears me ranting and raving for the last 11 minutes and 45 seconds, I know that they're going to look at this and they're going to go, man, that's really unfortunate that Michael hates this and, you know, he must fucking hate us. That's not the case. I'm not angry at all. Do not confuse my passion for anger. I like Minecraft, and that's why I'm critiquing it in the way that I am. I believe in critiquing the things that you're passionate about because that's how those things get fixed in the future. These last few months have just been nothing but corporate greed and fucking ruining the things that people like from corporations because they just feel like doing it, I guess. I don't know what the fuck it is. I mean, Twitch has been ruining the creator experience and monetization. Unity was screwing over their developers. Twitter was being fucking Twitter. TC Helicon dropped support for their multi-$100 streaming equipment. Jagex is ruining RuneScape 3 with the Hero Pass. I mean, goddamn, dude, give us a break. And those are just the things I like. There's a lot going on right now. It kills me that Minecraft, what has seemingly been one of the safer spots on the internet for a long time, is now just constantly fucking up. I just want to see the people I like doing the right things. And unfortunately, it has been proven time and time again that the people that you like the most are often the ones that will disappoint you the most. If Mojang doesn't want us to monetize what we're doing in Minecraft, that's fine. Just spell it out for us. But for the love of God, do not end your paragraph at the very bottom of your EULA saying, if it's not listed here, please don't do it, because that does not help anybody. That just leaves things open again for more interpretation. It's stupid. Don't do that. Give us actual fucking guidelines. This video is not sponsored, but if you'd like to support me, you guys can go over to Michaelmcchill.com and buy some merchandise. We've been gone for a minute, and I promise we are coming back. I'm happy to be doing this video. I'd like to shout out Ant for, trying to fucking convince me to do this. I've kind of been gone for a minute, mentally and both just online in general. We're back, and I'm excited for that. We're going to be going live on Twitch more. We got a whole Bob Ross stream that we're going to be doing. It's going to be fun. I'm really excited for it. You can find that at twitch.tv/Michaelmcchill. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Michael McChill, and I will talk to you guys later. See ya. Bye.